I love the names on this team. They have Sixto Sanchez, and they have my favorite name probably in baseball right now, Jazz Chisholm.
Showing emotion in baseball is terrible and should never be in the game.
It's weird how the dynamic works between sports. But
To win a championship, not only do you need great players on the court, but you need good chemistry, which takes time to develop.
Justin Fields is a all-time talent.
Corey Perry will give some veteran presence to the Canadians.
I feel like Luka will take that next step, and if he can get a three ball consistently around 35%, I feel like they could become a contender.
We can make jokes about you not being in the Super Bowl for 20-something years, but...
What's up, everyone? This is Justin Goldman from the Goalie Guild and Lift the Mask, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Austin and Kevin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by the man whose mic is not a hockey puck, Austin.
No, it is not. That would be pretty cool, though. A hockey puck mic, I would not be opposed to it.
Yes, I'm sure the listeners are wondering if it is a hockey puck mic or is it a different type of sports object, and you'll just have to keep paying attention to the intros to see if that's answered. But yeah, we're doing the NHL. Who is the most approved in 2023? We pick a team, a player, and a coach. And Austin, I'll let you start off with your
pick. Player was one that I struggled with a little bit because the NHL is very regular season and postseason are very separate things. You can have a great regular season and a terrible postseason, or vice versa. We've seen many players pick it up come playoff time or come regular season. For me, it was down to a couple guys, but I went with Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk, I know, had a great season last year, but he was really needed in that Stanley Cup final, and whether because of injuries or other, he struggled, and he's always going to be one of those players that's not very liked on one side but loved on the other. He's very he rides that edge, and he really kept the Panthers in it. But if he falters this year, I could see the Panthers going with him.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And I chose someone else who also dazzled on the playoffs, or for someone I saw a lot. It's Philip Gustafsson. I think when the Wild reached last year, they were like, man, I don't know who's going to be the goalie, but Gustafsson really stepped up, and he really was a great goalie against the Stars in the playoffs, and he signed an extension. And this is a big year for Gustafsson because if the Wild how does he impact the Wild season? Does he perform as well as he did later on the season or earlier on? And I think if he performs like he did in the playoffs, it could really help the Wild chances of making it back to the playoffs and maybe advancing for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that's another good pick. Another, I almost went with Gustafsson. He will probably be the starter next year, and I think the Wild will be better for it.
Yeah, and I'm going to steal team from you. I'm going the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the Erik Karlsson trade on this channel yet, but that makes them definitely a must-win team. You'll have to see our Stanley Cup or Bust video that comes out every year soon, and that the Penguins making that trade definitely has me thinking about their place on that list or if they should be on it. I went with team, and I went with Dallas Stars. The Stars were a wild card team 2 years ago and lost in 7 in the first round against Calgary. Last year they lost in 6 against Vegas in the Western Conference Final. There's not many years left. There's not many years left with this core, with guys playing as well as they are. And this is a huge year. They have to prove that not only last year was on a fluke, but that they could have won a championship if a few things went their way.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into the Pittsburgh Penguins as well. For me, I feel the Stars have a younger core. I don't feel that's the case with Pittsburgh. But they did make the trade for Erik Karlsson. Crosby's getting up in age, but I think they can still do it. It's just this is a big year for them. Do they miss the playoffs like they did last year? They did not do well. Everyone's getting older. But Carlson, it's a good trade for them. I think I understand it. So it's a big year for them, given how they underperformed and what they did in the offseason.
Yeah. I'll go first in our last category. Coach, I went Lindy Ruff, the head coach for the New Jersey Devils. He's yet to win a championship in his career. He's been to one with Buffalo back in '99 against the Stars, but he's had 4 straight losing seasons before this last season with the Devils, and he has to prove, along with the Devils' entire team, that last year was not a fluke, that this team is legit, and that they can contend in a very tough Eastern Conference.
That's a good one. My coach that I chose was Rick Bowness. He took the Jets. They were one of the best. They had, earlier on they were really good, and they made it to the playoffs, but injuries stopped them from advancing. And Rick Bowness is returning. He had an awkward exit with Dallas, and you saw what Dallas did after he left. And it seems like some players may not like his style. A lot of Winnipeg Jets players are asking out. A lot of them are key guys. So this is a big year for Rick Bowness if he can kind of wade through that turmoil and show that maybe the Dallas Stars made a mistake and he continues to be a good coach because he had a great run at the beginning. It just he fell out of favor with the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, and even with the Jets, a team that missed the playoffs the year before and were not expected to make it back, he pushes them over the edge, and he called some of them out, which is why some of the Jets players are asking to leave. But he's a tough-nosed coach, and he can win games if he has the right players around him.
And if it doesn't go well, given what they did last year, I don't know what would happen, but it's a big year for him. So, yeah. We each chose a former Stars coach.
That is true.
Yep. But yeah, that's all we got. Any surprising picks?
Not as much this time. I think they all make a lot of sense.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Pick a player, team, coach. And yeah, we look forward to reading them. And thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.